Today's video tutorial will focus on Leo Brouwer's Etude number 8. This, again, comes from his collection of 20 etudes, which are an essential piece of music for any classical guitarist's repertoire. I hope that you purchase the score and have access to it. It's something that you'll use time and time again, whether you're studying these pieces or teaching them. So Etude 8 starts out with an imitative sequence. So we have a two-part imitative texture. And what's interesting for us is he uses a theme that comes back again and again in his compositions. It's used again in the third movement of his Tres Apuntes. So the theme is very lyrical and starts out and is then answered by a bass line. As with any counterpoint, you want to make sure that you practice each of these voices independently so that then when you put them together, you can hear each line independently of the other and make sure that it maintains that cohesiveness. Now, as a study, he sets this up so that these voices offset by one measure. So we start out So it gives us the opportunity to really practice this two-voice imitative texture and highlight that motive that occurs at the beginning of the melody. So the remainder of the opening section involves slightly faster rhythms that again move in imitation. The second section is an arpeggio study. So we have that same melody, and that melody is in the bass now with a PIM arpeggio. The PIM arpeggio is interrupted with an alternative arpeggio, AIM, where the A finger is accented and has a counter melody. So again, I would want to play through just my bass notes. That's our familiar melody from the first section. Interrupting that are these kind of accented counter melodies. And again, it uses an alternative arpeggio, AMI. So you might break those sections out and practice just those measures all by themselves. In context, we have That section then repeats. And following the repeat, we have kind of a little tag ending that goes back and forth between this bass line and this counter melody. Which transitions us back to a repeat of the first section. So the overall form of this piece is ABA, and by practicing this in these sections, it'll make it pretty quick to learn. A big challenge in that middle section is practicing just the arpeggio. So I might make a practice of going P-I-M, accenting my bass and de-emphasizing my index and middle. I might also practice the more difficult arpeggio, A-M-I, and practice accenting A. Once you put it together, you have a very intricate, complex contrapuntal piece that I think will be very fun to play and to perform.